Scientists like yourselves have actually collected a lot of data on sleep loss due to daylight savings time. It's just an hour, but the data show real biological consequences to changing our sleep patterns. What exactly does the data tell us? And what happens when we lose just 1 hour of sleep?
When we go to daylight savings time, or switch to daylight savings time in the spring, what you do is you change the clock on the wall, but the time that the sun comes up and the time that your body is kind of feeling to wake up and going to sleep, that does not change because our body is connected to the sun clock. Our circadian clock is connected to the sun clock. That connection does not change. And so when you try to make living things do things at odd times when they don't want to do it, it's hard. That's why farmers struggle, especially people who work with poultry or people who work with larger animals like cows. They really struggle, and that's why they don't like it. We know that losing that 1 hour of sleep has been associated with increased risk of heart attacks. There is increased risk of this abnormal rhythm of the heart called atrial fibrillation. This abnormal rhythm of the heart puts people at a higher risk of development of stroke. There's increased risk of motor vehicle crashes. That's not a surprise, obviously. You have a society that's chronically sleep deprived and you take 1 more hour away from them. We know that there is increased missed medical appointments. There is increased visits to the ER. There is increased risk of accidents at work, and the list goes on. The stock market tends to lose money after the spring switch. And that has actually been studied systematically. So there's supposedly 1 hour of loss of sleep. Is not just 1 hour. It's much more significant.
So how long does it take our bodies physiologically to change from a sleep pattern standpoint?
It takes about a week, between 5 to 7 days, for the body to recapture that 1 hour of sleep. It does, however, matter where you are in the time zone. The more westward you are in the time zone, the longer it will take you to adjust. And that has to do with how already out of sync you are from your circadian clock versus the solar clock. We think that although the sleep disruption or the sleep loss, we do kind of recover from that within a week. Some of the chronic consequences, we probably do not completely recover for months.
Are there any other long-term medical implications of sleep disruption?
People who are chronically sleep deprived tend to do poorly in general. This chronic loss of sleep has been associated with increased risk for obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes, and increased risk of heart attacks.
Wow, so it sounds like this can impact people of all ages, but does age play a role here? Is there an age that adjusts faster or slower to sleep disruption?
Older people tend to adjust better to a daylight savings time than younger people. Why is that? Well, it's because biologically, older people tend to have what we call an advanced sleep phase, which means that they tend to go to bed early and wake up early in the morning. That's just natural to people who are older. People who are younger tend to have what we call a delayed sleep phase, which means that even if they try, they are having a hard time falling asleep early in the night, and they have a really hard time waking up early. That's why teenagers struggle waking up in the morning and going to school and performing well, especially in those earlier classes in the day.
So, Dr. Rishi, the big debate, standard time over daylight savings time. If we move to one or the other, which one and why?
The American Academy of Sleep Medicine has placed a position statement, answering just that question. And we think that standard time year-round is much better than year-round daylight savings time. The reason is that standard time is just better in sync with our internal clock. And that's just true. That's just a fact. Going to permanent daylight savings time will wreak havoc with the health of our society.
One of the biggest questions we want to hear from your expertise is, what can we do then to increase our sleep health?
Realize as a society that in addition to a healthy diet and exercise, sleep is the third pillar of health. And not only you need to get enough sleep, and so what we recommend is at least 7 hours of sleep for adults, and longer for younger individuals like kids and teenagers. The first thing that goes out of the window when you need more time, because you have only 24 hours in the day, is sleep. People deprive themselves of sleep so that they can meet their social needs, and that really should put them on notice that losing sleep is not just losing 1 hour or 2 hours of sleep. It's much more than that.